everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy and I am a full-time reseller. On today's video, it's going to be one of my quicker videos. I'm going to go over 15 different styles or cuts of dresses, and then just a couple different necklines that maybe not everyone is aware of what they're actually called. I like to keep myself familiar with these different terms while I'm listing so that I can just crank out listings super quick and I don't have to, Google lens something to be like, oh, was this an A-line dress or a fit and flare dress? So that if I can just have that knowledge in my head, it makes it go a lot quicker while I'm listing. So I did just pick 15 different styles of dresses. There are a whole bunch of different ones. Some are kind of a mixture of both, especially in today's age where there is a little bit more uniqueness on different types of clothing that is being made. So this is just a quick, vague little description of, I would say, probably, the most popular dresses that you're going to find. First up is the bodycon dress. I will scoot over and put a little picture here. This one, I'm sure we all know what this is. You've seen them before. They're pretty form-fitting to the body. They're meant to show off the curves of the person that's wearing them, and more than likely they're going to be short or like a mini style dress. Next up is a high-low hem dress. So this one's going to have a shorter hem in the front and then a longer hem in the back. I've also seen this be called like a walk-through dress, but that would be if there's shorts or pants that are connected to the dress and it has a high-low hem, so that's something else you can look for. Next up is a slip dress. This has become pretty popular in recent years. It was pretty popular in the 90s. It is essentially just looking like a slip. So it's going to be a little bit more form-fitting, not super tight to the body, spaghetti straps, normally a longer length, and then sometimes it will also have a slit up the side. Next is an A-line dress. This one I think is more flattering than most dresses. It is going to be more fitted at the bodice and then flare out in the skirt, similar to the letter A. Next up is the baby doll dress. This one is similar to an A-line, but not quite. They're normally shorter. It's going to be fitted in the bodice and then be really like flouncy, a lot of fabric towards the bottom of the dress in the skirt. Next up is a mermaid dress. This one's going to be longer. It's going to be fitted throughout the dress until about right underneath the knee, and then it will flare out into, I don't want to say like a train, but there will be more fabric. It could have a little bit of a high-low situation going on with that, and it is supposed to represent a mermaid's tail. Similar to the mermaid dress is the trumpet style dress. This one is going to be exactly the same, fitted at the top, fitted, towards the butt area, and then it'll flare out at the mid-thigh as opposed to going past the knee so that it has more volume at the bottom of the dress. These next two are ones that for whatever reason my brain, I just can't quite remember the two, so I always have to look them up. It's a shift dress and a sheath dress. The shift dress is going to be pretty much the same width from your shoulders down. There is nothing that's a little bit more fitted or anything fitted underneath the bust or anything. It is just one shape all the way down. The sheath dress you will see in a lot of career wear dresses. It's not form-fitting to the point where it's like a bodycon and it's super tight, but it's form-fitting enough to give you a shape. You see this a lot in those Calvin Klein dresses, like Tommy Hilfiger makes a bunch of these. Next up is the blouson dress. So this one is kind of made to look like a blouse at the top. So you're gonna have more fabric at the chest area, and then it'll have like probably some sort of elastic waistband right underneath the bust. That will hold the fabric in, and then the rest of the fabric kind of blouses over. Next up is the shirt dress. This is just meant to look like a longer version of a shirt, so more than likely it will have a collar, it will have buttons down the front, it could have a tie waist, it might have some pockets on the chest. The wrap dress is another great flattering fit to a dress. This one, you see a lot of faux wrap dresses or true wrap dresses. A faux wrap is going to have the fabric that is crossing over, making it look like it's being closed by being wrapped around your body. A true wrap dress will have some sort of either button or string or something that is on the interior of the dress that you're tying it or closing it. Some wrap dresses even have a belt that go like through inside of the dress and then back around and you tie it. Next up is the empire dress. This one's going to be fitted at the bodice and then it will flow out to the bottom. Normally it's going to be a longer skirt. Next up is the bubble dress. This one is normally fitted at the top, and then depending on how the dress is cut, once you get to the waist, it might have like an elastic area, or just like darted into the waistline, then the fabric will bubble out into a bubble. Next up is the trapeze or the swing dress. Sometimes there's a little different variation of the definition of swing dress, but I kind of wrap it in with this. It's pretty much going to start at your collarbones or your neckline, and then it just is one shape going down. It really doesn't fit to you at all, and it's just a very loose fitting dress. Okay, so now I'm just going to talk about 4 different necklines that might be something that you're not completely familiar with. The first one is the sweetheart neckline. I think we all know what that is, but I thought it would be good to go over. It's going to be low cut, that's going to have scalloped edges in the bust area to resemble the top of a heart. Next up is the illusion neckline. You don't see this on everyday items. This is more for some wedding dresses, probably some like pageant dresses. If you are someone that sells like dance or like not maybe gymnastics or figure skating or something like that, like those type of outfits, you see that a lot. It's going to be a netting or some sort of mesh that is skin colored, and it is making the illusion of a neckline. There's normally a lot of embellishments involved with those. Next up is the Queen Anne neckline. This one's really pretty. I think it's definitely giving more of a vintage vibe on this. It'll have a high collar in the back, and then the front is normally either a scoop neck, a V-neck, or a sweetheart neckline. It sometimes does have sleeves also, normally like a little cap sleeve. And then the Sabrina neckline, can also be called a boat neckline. It's a very wide horizontal neckline that goes from one collarbone all the way across to the other. So I hope you learned a couple new things today. I'm always trying to get new knowledge for myself when it comes to doing listings, especially for clothing, just because I really do think that it helps your listings stand out if you have more descriptive words, and it's going to help your listings pull in more buyers that are looking for more specific pieces, especially if you are doing dresses that maybe are for special occasions. Those are not the easiest to normally sell because it includes a lot of measurements. People are not always looking for those type of items, but they are willing to spend quite a bit if you have the right piece for them. So the more information that you can give them, the better. So as always, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to give it a like. It really helps out the channel and I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.